It's really giving Houston we have a problem. In a second from now, we about to just leave. I don't have the tolerance for the BS. Save yourself for your wife, sir. Bachelor weekend shenanigans. It's a whole box of Magnums. Was trying to eat her cooter cat. Couldn't believe that this was happening right now in my face. You here for the weekend? I'm here for the weekend.
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Honestly cry for you. Don't think when you want me to. Like control. Yeah, like
What's goody? What's poppin'? What's crackin'? What's crackin'? What's crackin'? What's crackin'? Y'all chillin'? Y'all chillin'? Hey, bet. Y'all, so tell me why I got invited to a bachelor weekend in Houston and it went from 5-star vibes to chaos real motherfucking quick. 0 to 100 real motherfucking quick.
Oh my God.
Don't act shocked.
And it wasn't even my bachelor weekend, obviously, but somehow my ass ended up in the middle of some drama like I was the one getting married. But child, before we even get into the tea, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, what's goody, what's poppin', what's crackin', y'all chillin'? I already know y'all chillin'. Definitely do not forget to give this video a big like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely don't forget to tap in with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon. This is the latest Patreon video. And definitely do not forget to hype this video the F up. All you gotta do is swipe on the comment section and click on that hype. That's all I gotta say for now. Let's just get straight into the video. So y'all probably like, oh my God, Lisi, like whose bachelor weekend were you a part of? How did you get tied into this? It's really giving Houston we have a problem. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's get into a little bit of backstory before we get into the main story. So I'm not exactly gonna tell y'all the time frame of all of this because I'm not trying to have nobody get caught up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get caught up, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whoever husbands, boyfriends is involved, girl. This, I will tell y'all what time frame of my life that this did take place in, and this did take place when I was still working at the dispensary, okay? Those of y'all who are not new to the channel know that I worked at a dispensary. It was one day, mind you, the one day that it was, this was around the time when I was like freshly single. Like I was single for like 2 weeks. I mean, before I got back into a relationship with this person again, but I left them. Girl, that's a whole other conversation for another day, okay? I was freshly single. I had just left the nigga where I found him at. You know what I'm saying? Like I sent the nigga back to the streets. So feel me, I was out in the streets too. What do you mean? We out, wanna pop outside cause it's hot out where to find this? I'm trying to find this. I've been cuffed up too long. Let me remind this. Who gone wrong for wrong? Let's go lick for lick. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on that kind of time, respectfully. So I was at work, child. You shouldn't be meeting people at work, but it is what it is. And it was this group of men that had came in. Now, all of them wasn't fine, but some of them
Sexy as fuck.
some of them was giving sexy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? They was looking good. And they had came in, and I'm not gonna give all the details of when they had came in, but when they had came in, it was given like flower connoisseurs, okay? Like they knew their ish, and they were surprised that I knew my ish too. So we was just all kind of vibing off of that. And next thing you know, I'm gonna name him Cologne because when I tell you this man smells so good, it was that cologne that he was wearing, okay? The cologne was cologning, girl. And he pulled up on me real smooth, and he was like,
all right, so which strain do you think that I should get?
and I told him which strain to get because they was already kind of skeptical of our flower because if y'all know anything about Houston dispensaries, the thing is flower is not fully legal in Texas, as y'all may or may not know. So we sell like Delta 9 THC. It's not full, you know what I'm saying, Mary Jane, that you would get on the streets or in legal states. So they was a little skeptical. I was basically telling them like, nah, like it's good, it's fire, it's fire, it's fire. Like you're gonna be high, like you're gonna be high, like you're gonna be good. And so I told him the strain to get, and he was
like, all right, I'm gonna get this one. So you smoking it with me?
I was like, what? What you mean am I smoking it with you, sir?
Are you smoking it with me? Like, what's up?
Well, yeah, I can smoke it with you. I mean, I can't smoke it with you today. Like, how long y'all here for? And basically, he was like, all right, let's just exchange numbers. So, child, I wasn't even supposed to be doing this because we're not really supposed to exchange numbers with customers at this specific job. But girl, I had to get Cologne's digits because he
Sexy as fuck.
was smelling and looking scrumdiddly yum yum. Like, and it was all like, they wasn't doing too much. Like they had on chill fits. I think they had just flew in that day. So I feel like they still had like their airport wear on. But I could just look at them and I could just tell like they were just a different caliber of dudes. Like just the way they was moving, like I just knew it was a different caliber of dudes. Okay. Me and Cologne exchanged information, phone numbers. Okay. And now we're texting. Cologne trying to get me to come out that night. I was like, baby, I can't do all of that, but I could do tomorrow because I'm gonna already be outside. You see how you fit into your plans and you don't make plans for this? Yeah, that's what y'all gotta be on, ladies. So I think that day that I had met them all, it was a Friday night and the next day was Saturday, but I was already planning to go out Saturday night with my neighbor. So I'm like, yeah, I can link up with you after we do what we do. We're already gonna be outside and at least I'm gonna have somebody with me, so I'm not just linking up with niggas by myself, because I'm not doing that either, babe. But you know, Cologne had told me that they had got a section at Little Cabin in the Woods, okay? And if you know what Little Cabin in the Woods is, you know what Little Cabin in the Woods is in Houston, okay, baby? I was like, oh, okay, period, because I have been hearing some things about Little Cabin in the Woods, and I still haven't gone yet, and I already was told for you to be comfortable in there, you gotta have a section, but that's really any Houston club because it's section culture out here, which the people are getting tired of, okay? Like I said, y'all, Cologne was trying to get me to come out that night. I was like, Papas, I had a long day at work. And mind you, this was at the time where I still lived in North Bubblefuck, okay? When I was working in basically kind of like downtown Houston, and I lived all the way up in Spring. I was driving 30 miles one way to get to work, 30 miles back home, 60 miles, 5 days a week, girl, I was like, sir, once I get to Spring, I'm not coming back out my house. You're going to have to catch me tomorrow when I'm off, when I'm rejuvenated, when I got the energy. Yeah, you're going to have to catch me then. Now it's a little different because I live way closer to the mix, I guess. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody invite me outside, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I can take an Uber. I don't even have to worry about, I gotta drive 30 miles because the Uber gonna be cheap as hell, okay? So boom, y'all, it's the next day. I get my outfit together. I get my hair together. I get my makeup together. I'm looking real cute. I winded up, well, it wasn't the very next day, but I think it was that night when I had got home from work. I had told my neighbor, hey girl, X, Y, and Z is happening tomorrow night, like you down to go to the section with these niggas? She was like, yeah girl, like we out, da da da. I'm like, okay, bet. Now with my neighbor, I was still, let's just keep this in mind, okay? I was still like getting to know her as well. Like as far as times that I have been around her, I probably was around her maybe like actually chilling wise, like let's say under 5 times. You know, of course we see each other in passing because we're literally neighbors and stuff like that, but I never really went out with her. So in the back of my head, and girl, if you watching this, no shade, girl, no shade, okay? I'm just saying that from now. But this was like also a trial run for her to see if, you know what I'm saying, can I go outside with you? Because I'm still, you know what I'm saying, getting to know her. Y'all know it's a difference between chilling with somebody on some chill shit and then chilling with them outside. If you can chill with them on some chill shit and everything is good, but when it's time to go outside and something happens that you not really, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. So whatever. It's the next day. It's Saturday. We do our activity first, and then we go and grab us some food afterwards. Cologne, he was on my line like damn near the whole day, like asking me what you doing, where you at, XYZ, trying to see my location, trying to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that I wind up pulling up to the club that night. I had winded up telling Cologne like, hey, like we at this spot right now trying to get us some food. We're waiting on our food. Because the whole thing is, the way we was trying to set it up, so that we could all arrive to the club at the same time. Because if y'all already know how these Houston clubs be doing, I already did a story time on Houston nightlife. Motherfuckers at the door be acting motherfucking weird. Okay, we already know they be acting weird, girl. The moral of the story is, it did not wind up going down like how we wanted it to go down, as far as us all entering the club at the same time, because it came to a point where I'm pretty sure Cologne had texted me or called me or whatever the case may be, and he was basically like, yo, just meet us at the club because we need to get there to get the section for a certain time. So I was like, okay, whatever. Me and my neighbor, we do our thing. Cool. We get to the club. Of course, we get to the club. It's valet only for parking. So I was like, fuck it. We valet the car because, girl, I don't have the time. And when we pull up, of course, there's this line outside and security at the front talking about
20 for ladies.
And like 40 for men. They were saying some type of door charges, and thankfully it wasn't no astronomical crazy prices. But I was like, I'm not paying nobody at the door because I already got motherfuckers in there with section. Respectfully, I'm not paying for shit. We standing outside basically on the line, and my neighbor, she just sitting there like, girl, these niggas better get us in the club. Like, what's going on? So I call Cologne. We couldn't be on the phone for that long because it's like, it was so, the music was so loud in the club. He would be like, oh, I'm gonna call you back. And then he over there texting me directions and all kind of stuff. And I'm just telling him like, sir, can you come out to the front and get us? Because they not letting us in unless someone from the section comes and get us with some wristbands. That's what security basically said. Like, okay, you got people in there with a section. They need to come out here and get you and have some wristbands in hand for you. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna send the bottle girl. So I'm like, okay. So we standing there probably waiting for like, I don't know, it was probably like 5 to 8 minutes that had passed. And I'm texting him, I'm like, sir, where is the bottle girl? Like, I'm between calling him and texting him, I'm like, there's no bottle girl out here. Ain't no bottle girl come out here looking for Alicia with some wristbands. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna just send our security. I was like, oh, y'all got security? Like, who the fuck is y'all niggas? Like, who is y'all that y'all got security? Now we waiting for their little security guard to come outside and get us from the outside. So I'm just like, this nigga better not play no games with me, because it's like, when you just been disappointed so many times by dudes in your life, it's just like, you just gotta take stuff with a grain of salt, okay? So boom. Lo and behold, a few minutes later, I see a security guard come out and I hear him say,
Alicia?
And I'm like, oh, that's us. Let's go. So we walking like in the direction, well, not fully in the direction, like we walking like through the line, because, you know, it's still like a line or whatever, to get the attention of the security who came outside. But he had came outside, and it was like, when he said Alicia, it was like some girls that they had already got through security, if you wish. Like, they were no longer online. They were like standing like directly outside of Little Cabin in the Woods, but they weren't inside Little Cabin of the Woods, if you understand what I'm saying. The security guard, he talking to them, and I'm like, hello, like, Alicia, you called Alicia? And he talking to the girls, and he just like these are the girls and y'all are me. He like, I'm like, yo, what the is going on? Like, why is niggas playing with me right now? So I call him again. I'm like, Cologne, where's the security? Like, I could have sworn I heard somebody come out here and say Alicia, like, and I just don't want to say
What? Like, he just went out there. Like, hold on, let me call him and figure out what's going on.
I'm like, okay, because in a second from now, we about to just leave, because I don't have the tolerance for the BS, and I don't have the patience for the BS. Like I really just don't. So lo and behold, the security guard who attention I was trying to get, that just so happened to be the security guard that came outside and was talking to the girls. And he came over to me. He like,
oh, you Alicia?
and mind you, he came up to me with the camera, his phone camera on me like that, because I guess he was on FaceTime with Cologne. And Cologne was like, yes, that's her, not them other bitches, that is her. So I was like, not, he went up to the wrong girls like that. That's what I knew what was going on, because I know I heard my name. So the security guard, he telling me,
my apologies. When I had came out here and called you, they had walked up talking about they Alicia, and I was trying to figure out if I had the right girls or not, and obviously I did it.
I was like, sir, thank God, because that's crazy that them bitches, them hyenas, was trying to steal our little entryway in. So feel me, we went through security, we was good, we ain't had to pay nothing to get in. We get into Little Cabin in the Woods. I see Cologne, he
Sexy as fuck.
he looking good. I'm like, ooh, girl, like, and you know, the rest of them was looking like the Bachelor. I'm not even gonna lie, Bachelor.
Sexy as fuck.
He was looking good too, but you know what I'm saying? I heard he was the one getting married, so I don't want no parts in that, okay? I don't want no parts in no married, babe.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
Save yourself for your wife, sir. I'm not taking part in the Bachelor weekend shenanigans and getting caught up in nothing. We're in the section, y'all. I'm sitting next to Cologne, and my neighbor is sitting next to Bachelor, and we just vibing. They having the bottles, the sparklers come to the table. I'm starting to get a little smiz. I'm starting to get a little drizz. Me and Cologne, we sitting real close to each other. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't giving nothing up, but you know what I'm saying? Your girl's outside. She's having a good time. She's freshly single. We was vibing, y'all. So it came to a point where we winded up leaving Little Cabin in the Woods, and I guess, you know, we was just having such a good time. Bachelor and Cologne, they was basically like,
Oh, like y'all trying to come back to the B&B?
I was like, yeah, we come back to B&B. Like, the night was still young, because y'all know, well, if y'all don't know, Houston clubs be closing at like 2 a.m. So, girl, we still was trying to be turned. We didn't wind up getting to Little Cabin in the Woods till like 12 a.m. So we was only there for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, give or take, if you wish. So we was still trying to, you know what I'm saying, hang out with them or whatever. We pull up to the B&B, and I was like, oh, this is tea. They got money to. This was not a game, okay? These dudes was not a game. They definitely had that money. The way this, first of all, because it wasn't just no regular Airbnb. This was like a 3-story loft penthouse house kind of vibe. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all from Houston, live in Houston, y'all know them houses, them like multi-story houses that just nice AF. It was so nice, okay? Everybody had their own room. We're in the crib, y'all, and lo and behold, Bachelor is a motherfucking chef, bitch, okay? So you know what this nigga start whipping up? He start whipping up a whole meal at 3 a.m. It is 3 a.m. They are chefing it up in the crib. Like, and I'm not talking about no play kind of meal. Like, they was making some gourmet shit at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh yeah, we ran into the right thing. And y'all cooking food. Yes, sign me up. But I think I still had some leftovers from my food that I had got from earlier, like in the night, but I was still, can I get a taste? Can I get a plate? Yeah. So we're all in the kitchen vibing, you know, they gave me the aux cord. We about to play music. Like we all chilling. Like it's just a vibe, honestly. And it comes to a point where I think Cologne, I don't know what I had went to Cologne's room for, but Cologne's room was on like the entry level part of the house. He had his own little section of the crib. I had went in there. I think I had went in there to use the bathroom. Yeah, that's what happened. And I go in the bathroom. It's a whole box of Magnums.
Wait a damn minute. What?
And you know, some of y'all might say, well, girl, you shouldn't be surprised, it's Bachelor weekend. But baby, I didn't have no cooter cat to offer. The shop was, is, and will be closed. Okay, y'all see this? Well, y'all can't see it, but down there, okay, let me show y'all. These are my legs, clenched closed. Period. So respectfully, I didn't really know who the magnums was for because I knew I didn't have no box to offer. So I'm like, y'all got me fucked up. If y'all thinking I'm popping any type of pussy tonight, I ain't pop shit. I ain't pop shit, sir. But thankfully, Cologne, he wasn't on them kind of vibes, okay? He was giving real like gentleman or whatever. It came to a point where I had left the bathroom and I had went back upstairs to the kitchen. He had disappeared and I'm assuming he had went down to his room and he had texted me like, yo, come down here so we could smoke. So I'm like, okay, bet, because his room had like an entrance. His room was basically like a patio entrance as well, because it was like basically the patio to get into the backyard. So I was like, okay, bet. So I had asked my neighbor, I'm like, yo, like, you good? Like, if I leave you up here? Cause I'm about to just go downstairs and smoke. She was like,
yeah, I'm good.
I'm like, okay, period. Like, I just had to make sure you was good before I went into another corridor of the house. Okay. When I go down to his room, I was like, I really hope he don't try no funny shit with me, because the way I will crash out and leave, because I definitely drove my car that night, I will definitely head up on out of here and leave. But thankfully, Cologne, he was very respectful. He actually made like a little hee ha ha joke, because I think he figured out that I see that box in the bathroom. He tried to blame it on one of the other guys. He was like, yeah, whoever had put the box of magnums in his room or whatever. But he was like,
yeah, that'd be crazy. Like, I wasn't planning on doing shit.
I was like, sir, stop playing, because one thing about it, if you throw some cat, niggas gonna catch that cat, especially when you a baddie, okay? But anyways, we sitting on the balcony, y'all, or the patio, and we just smoking, vibing, just talking about life and everything like that. We just vibing. Like, when I tell you the chemistry between me and Cologne was so good, like, I was like, ugh, too bad you don't live here. Like, you're literally only here for a good time and not a long time. Like, this is not turning into anything. And y'all want to know how I knew it wasn't turning into anything either? Because no shade, but the nigga told me that he had 2 kids and 2 baby mothers, and
No ma'am. No ma'am.
I personally can't do it. When he said that, I was like, well, shit. Well, thank you for telling me, just offering up that information. You know what I'm saying? Up front, because a lot of dudes be hiding kids. That's another story for another day. And it will also be another story for another day on why baby daddies stay wanting my ass. Like, I don't understand why nothing but baby daddies be wanting my ass. Like, where are the fatherless men? Or not, wait, no. wait, we don't want that. Where are the men who are not fathers? Because I tried dating a baby daddy and I'm done, quite literally. Me and my neighbor, we didn't wind up leaving their crib, their Airbnb, until like 6 a.m. We was driving back up to North Bubblefuck and the sun was literally on the horizon. I was like, no, we did not break day. But it was such a fun night between us having our own little time together. Then we linked up with the guys, and I guess we was just so turned, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't leave till 6 a.m. Like, but just no punanis was bust open. At least mine wasn't. I just know mine wasn't. And y'all know what's so crazy? When we're on the drive back home, my neighbor telling me how Bachelor was trying to eat her cooter cat. I guess it's a bachelor's trick, right? But I'm like, no, this is why you can't trust these niggas, because, sir. And I had asked her, I'm like, so did anything happen? She was like, girl, no. I was like, okay, period, girl. But moral of the story, I was entertained with my guy. She was entertained with the rest of whoever was there. It was a great night. It was a great motherfucking night. And I guess it was so great to the point where my neighbor, she was basically like, yeah.
They was basically telling me too that we should come back tomorrow because they're going out tomorrow and stuff, and we should definitely come back because they would love to have us join them or whatever.
I was like, okay, period. Like, I didn't discuss all of this with Cologne. Like, I thought we was just hanging out that night and we was just going our separate way. But shit, like, if you down to pull up over there tomorrow, I'm down. But I'm saying, we gotta rest and figure it out, because baby, it's 7 o'clock a.m. Like, girl. So boom, it's the next day, and it's probably like 1 p.m. at this point. I think that's around when I had woke up, like 1 1 p.m. And she winded up texting me and was like, yeah, they're telling us like we could pull up or whatever, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, well, let me call Cologne and let me let him know like I'm about to pull up, because this whole connection even came about because of Alicia and Cologne. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to just pull up and not tell him that I was pulling up, considering like my neighbor, she technically my +1 and I'm, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? I call Cologne. I'm like, yo, Cologne, like, I guess we about to pull back up over there because, you know, your friends is telling my friend to pull up. Like, y'all about to do something. He like,
Oh, word?
I was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, well, like, should we like pull up now?
Yeah, you can pull up. Like, I don't mind spending some more time with you.
Like, okay, period. Like, okay, period. We about to pull up or whatever. One thing I want to add too is my neighbor. I feel like she definitely wanted to be outside, because I ain't gonna say the specifics, but it was a special event coming up and she wanted to be outside. So she was down. She wanted to be outside. Like she didn't want to be inside. She wanted to be outside. I think what she wanted was like a part 2 of the night before. But the gag is that we have to remember too, girl, this is like, I guess not on topic, but similar to the topics of the last 2 videos, but not really. But these guys, it was like, okay, let me just tell y'all. I think my guy was like 30. He has been like 30. But at the time, I was like 26. So it's not that big of a deal. But the rest of the guys, between like Bachelor and probably like the 2 to 3 other guys that was there, they were like in their mid-30s. My neighbor, she was like 22, 23. So she was definitely on the younger end of the spectrum. So that's why I'm saying like she kind of gave more of like a young and turned vibe, and the rest of us kind of gave like, we could turn up, but we could chill too, because baby, we motherfucking getting up there. Okay, we motherfucking getting up there. We up there. Okay, we you know what I'm saying? We could do a little hybrid mix. We don't got to be turned up the whole time. So boom, I wind up coordinating with my neighbor. We wind up getting ready and everything like that, and she tells me like, oh, this time around I could drive us down there. I'm like, okay, period, because I'm not in the mood to drive and put more miles on my car today, use up more gas after all the driving that we did last night. We on the way, and I'm like, oh, period, like it's about to be a fire. We about to be chilling. I'm about to chill with my little boo for the weekend. Pull up to the crib. I call Cologne. I'm like, hey Cologne, like we outside. So he come and get us from the door. He give us little side hugs or whatever, and we walk up in the crib, and you know, same thing. We walking up to like the 2nd level of the house, because that's basically like where the living room, kitchen, additional balcony. First of all, there was a balcony patio on every floor in the crib, so that was very demure. But one thing I peeped that I was kind of like, when we walked into the crib, or when we was walking upstairs to like the kitchen living room area, when we was like greeting like whoever was up and whoever was there, we was like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? And neighbor girl, she gonna go say,
yeah, where the food at? Where the food at?
and you know what I'm saying? Like I had heard it, but I was just hoping nobody else had heard it, because you know, she technically like a +1 if we really wanna, because you know what I'm saying, if I didn't have no friends or a friend to pull up with me, it would have just been me macking out with Cologne. So when she said like, oh, where the food at, I was just like, I don't know, like I felt a little off about that, because me personally, that's not the first thing that I'm saying when I pull up on people that I just met the day before.
Clock it.
Feel me? Because you remember the night before, they had cooked a whole gourmet meal at 3 a.m. But that was because we was turned, we was lit. It's like the next day now. You was supposed to make sure you ate before you left the house. Like, we'll get into it. It kind of basically was like the same situation as the night before. Me and Cologne, we downstairs in his room chilling. He rolling up back to back to back to back. He rolling up, he playing fire music. Like, we just vibing out, chilling, having conversation. Like, the chemistry is chemistry. It was real tea. Like, it was real motherfucking tea, girl. Okay. Then it turns into Cologne. He giving me a whole shooting lesson in the room. Cause come to find out, Cologne, he owned his own business where he basically is like a pow pow instructor. I was like, oh, I need some instructing. I was like, I need some instructing, sir. Instruct me, please, because I definitely, you see what I live at, sir. He pulled out a whole PowerPoint presentation. He was like,
yo, like, you getting a whole $500 course right now for free. Like, you real lucky. You real lucky.
I was like, thank you, Cologne. He showing me how to, he teaching me blicky safety. He telling me like,
the blicky is not a toy. This is not a toy. You're supposed to hold it like this. You got to get ready for that kickback.
It like girl, I was having a motherfucking time. And you know, I was frequently making sure I was texting my neighbor to make sure like, hey, you good? You good? You good? Cause you know, I don't want nobody to ever feel like I'm abandoning them for no nigga. Okay, I just don't want nobody feeling like that. So it came a certain point where, you know what I'm saying, your girl, her stomach was starting to rumble a little bit like how it is right now. And mind you, it's 12:23 a.m. right now, and I still haven't eaten dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing that I miss about New York, because I could order a hot plate from anywhere at this time. But the restaurant I wanted to order from, some salmon, they closed at 11 o'clock. No, actually, no, they closed at 9. Anyways, that's besides the point, y'all. So I was a little hungry, like I am right now. And the whole thing was that, you know, we ain't head out and go nowhere because Bachelor was out using Cologne's rental car. Out of the 4 dudes that was in this crib, Cologne was the only one that had the rental. So everybody was kind of just in or using Cologne's rental. For the time being, Cologne, he had just got some peaches from upstairs. So me and him, we just downstairs eating the peaches. I'm like, ooh, this peach is real good. It's real good. It's coming to the point where I think we had probably been there for like maybe 2 hours at this point. And I kind of already knew what was going on. So I was being patient because I already knew like we was about to be going out that night. Cologne had told me like what was the plans for that night, and the plans was to go to like this really nice motherfucking restaurant out here. Okay, and that's crazy because it's a restaurant I've been wanting to go to. So I'm like, wow, look at that, all these places that I've been wanting to go to out here in Houston. And I just so happened to met my little yeah for the weekend, and he just taking me to all these places. Love it. So I guess it was coming to a point where, you know, neighbor, she was kind of tired of waiting around, you know what I'm saying? And she had texted me. She was like, oh,
like, what we about to do? Like, are we about to go out to eat or something? Like, what's going on?
So I had basically told her like, oh, Bachelor, he had took the car. So we basically waiting for him to come back before, you know, we all wind up going outside. So she was like, oh, okay, bet, period. I'm like, okay, period. I'm basically telling her like, yeah, are you good though? She's like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm telling her, girl, I'm getting a whole pew class down here. Me and Cologne is having a time. She just let me know like, yeah, she's up there. She's chilling on the couch watching TV. She bothering the guys that's up there. She good. She having a good little time herself. So I'm like, okay, period. I just had to make sure that you're good. So now it's probably like, I don't know, 50 minutes later, and she did tell me earlier in the day that one of her homegirls was coming to her house, to her crib at a certain time in the evening. But I personally thought it was going to be later in the evening, because around this point it was probably like 7 o'clock, and she texted me basically like she has to go back to the crib to let her homegirl in. And I was like, and you know what I'm saying? I know if you show up together, you supposed to leave together. But baby, I was not in the mood to leave. Like me and Cologne was vibing out too much. It was really giving like rebound energy. And when I tell you, ain't nobody was touched. It was just pure vibes and chemistry that was like taking my mind off of my ex, yo, like for real. Like I was not ready to leave, because I'm like, girl, how you have us come outside and now you talking about you gotta go back to let somebody in your house? And I was like, girl, do you mind if, you know what I'm saying, if I stay here and chill with Cologne? Because I'm still trying to stay here and chill with Cologne, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, either way, I would have been chilling with Cologne. Just straight up. Thankfully, you know, she wasn't really tripping about me staying there with Cologne because, you know, I asked her too, like, hey, if you want me to leave with you, I will leave with you. And she was like,
nah, girl, like, don't worry about it. Like, I'ma just leave. Bachelor was telling me too that, you know, y'all for sure are going out tonight, so he told me to just come back if anything too.
So I'm like, okay, period. That's a bet, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just see you when you come back. She's like, okay, period. I'm thinking, you know, based off of like the information that she told me, she had whatever she had sorted out with Bachelor or whatever, even though Bachelor, you know what I'm saying, he's the Bachelor, you know what I'm saying? So he's the one getting married, so he not really a single man, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really 100% sure Cologne was fully a single man either, considering, you know, his situation of children and BMs. But girl, I just knew we just hanging out for the weekend, sir. It's not turning into anything more. So feel me, at this point I'm already dressed and ready to go because, you know, I already came, you know what I'm saying, prepared to do whatever. But now it's the hour of where you could tell, like, you know, Cologne, he about to get ready. He took him a little shower in his bathroom, and I'm just chilling there, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing. Okay, let's not get frisky or nothing. But when it's time for him to, like, you know, choose his outfit, we in like the closet in his room that's basically like the size of an office, and he like, oh, like, which outfit do you think I should wear? So I'm helping him pick out his outfit, the shoes, down to the cologne, bitch, down to the cologne. He's showing me the cologne option. He's like, oh,
Which one should I wear?
I was like, wait, let's spray this one. Let me smell it. I'm smelling his hand. I'm like, oh yeah, you should wear that one. That he was like,
This one? I should wear this one.
Editing Lacey here, but y'all, it's so funny because the first cologne that I put on the screen, the Baccarat, I already knew what that was. But the second one, I never seen that in my life before. So I was like, nah, let me take a picture of this. And simply because I knew, like, whenever I get a man again or somebody I'm effing with, like, I'm like, yeah, I gotta buy this cologne for them because this shit smells sexy as hell. But I'm saying that in my head. I didn't say that to him. He gonna go look at me and he like,
That's crazy. You really taking a picture of my cologne? Why? So you could buy it for another nigga?
and I was like, well, yes.
I'm like, yeah, you should wear that one. It's probably like an hour and a half after my neighbor had left, right? And she calls me and she's basically like,
Yeah, did you guys like go out to eat yet or whatever?
no, we didn't go out to eat yet, but you know, they getting ready for us to head out right now, da da da.
Okay, well, can you ask, you know, your guy if I could come back with my homegirl?
I am confusion.
And I was like, huh? Like, because my whole thing is in my head, I'm like, girl, you are a +1. How are you asking me to ask my dude if you could come back with your friend? Because I'm thinking she made arrangements with the people who she was chilling with upstairs type shit. So I was like, okay, I'm a ask because, you know what I'm saying, I don't have no guarantees, considering like this whole time that we all been chilling with each other, it's been me and Cologne, and she been chilling with whoever she been chilling with between Bachelor and whoever else on the other corridor of the house. I asked Cologne, I'm like, yeah, Cologne, so my neighbor, she trying to come back, you know, with a friend. Like, she basically asked if she could come back. And Cologne, he basically on some, yeah, they ain't got shit to do with me type of timing.
I mean, she gonna have to ask one of them niggas that she was upstairs chilling with. Like, I mean, I don't mind you and me, but she was up there chilling with them. Then she left and now she trying to come back with a friend. Like, she gonna have to ask one of them because they ain't got nothing to do with me.
I was like, okay, Cologne, I'ma just relay the message. And you know, I unmuted the phone. I came back on the phone. I basically had told her in a much nicer manner, but I had just told her like what he had told me. Like, you gonna have to ask one of them dudes that you was with. Like, IDK girl. I already know somebody, a little Maddie, gonna be in the comments mad that this is how a story went down in my life, but it is what it is.
We do not care.
Well, I mean, all the guys that I was chilling with, they're married, and I don't really feel like asking a married man if I can come and go out with him.
And I was like, okay, girl, well, I guess you gonna have to figure something else out for the night.
Whoop they do.
I'm confused because wasn't they the reason why we came back here today? Because the reason we're back here today, yeah, if Cologne hit me up trying to hang out again, would I have hung out with him again while he was still on his trip? Yeah, but the main reason we was back at that house today was because she was like how they told her, yeah, you come back. So, girl, I don't know. It was all kind of awkwardness and confusion with that, but we brushed over that and that was that, right? Okay, so now it's time for us to head out the house. Now, this is where shit about to hit the motherfucking fan, okay? This is when I was put in the motherfucking awkward ass situation. This was like building tension that was already building up because Cologne had expressed to me that he was already kind of feeling some kind of way because everybody kept taking and using his rental and ain't nobody was putting gas in the car. It was just all kind of little stuff that he was already kind of irritated with, specifically with Bachelor. Mind you, Bachelor is the one getting married and Cologne is his best man, but I'm not even gonna get into details. I'm not trying to tell these people business, but he the best man, but he really wasn't supposed to be the best man. But girl, that's all the story. He low-key kind of already like aggy because, you know, he just feel like niggas is moving like that rental is their rental and his name, his money, his gas money, everything is in the rental. It's like, can y'all hand me over my keys? Like, what are y'all on? What are y'all doing? He was kind of tight because when we was about to leave up out of the house, you know, he had seen that because it was going to be like Bachelor, his soon-to-be brother-in-law, and Cologne as far as the guys that was going out, and it was just going to be me because I was with Cologne. So Cologne had seen that they was kind of dressed a certain kind of way. He was like,
yo, what kind of shit is on? Niggas ain't tell us how we popping out to the restaurant.
Then he got even more tight from that. I was like, ugh, I hope he just remained calm. Like, it's okay, Poppy. Like, it's okay. Like, everything's gonna be okay. So now we walking out the house now, and Bachelor and his brother-in-law, they standing outside the car. The car is already on. They was essentially waiting on Cologne because Cologne was like, I'm driving the car. This is my car. I'm driving. Y'all not about to keep just hopping up and driving my vehicle. We walking outside and we're approaching the car. Like, I'm thinking everything is all fine and dandy. As we're approaching Bachelor and his brother-in-law, Cologne gonna go say to Bachelor,
she asking if her homegirl could pull back up with one of her friends.
When I tell you Bachelor went from 0 to 100 and started crashing out, he just started crashing out immediately.
Bro, what are you? I don't give a about her friend, bro. Like, bro, you taking mad long, and the reservation was for 11:30, bro. We already late for the reservation. You talking about her homegirl? I don't give a fuck about her homegirl.
I was like,
I'm in danger.
I was so confused. I'm like, yo, Bachelor was like, he was chill and he was like nice the whole time. Like, why are you crashing out right now? So I guess, you know what I'm saying, Cologne, he ain't really like how, you know what I'm saying, Bachelor was talking to him. So, and I'm really assuming it's probably what's amplifying it is because I'm standing right there too. Like, he not gonna let a whole other man talk to him crazy in front of a shorty, basically. So, you know, it was like an ego war going on right in front of my face. So they started going back and forth. Now, they wasn't going back and forth like on some like dramatic catty stuff, but they was like arguing like men or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cologne, you know, he was very stern, very firm, and, you know, very chill. Like, he wasn't really too much out of character, but, you know what I'm saying, he was basically letting Bachelor know, like,
nigga, you need to wash your motherfucking mouth. Don't be talking to me crazy. Like, nigga, have you lost your mind, nigga? Like, is you good, nigga? Like,
I was like, oh my God. So then, mind you, I'm essentially like, I was just standing there frozen. I was like, because I couldn't believe that this was happening right now in my face. I was basically kind of like standing in between Bachelor and Cologne, but I wasn't really like directly in between, but it was kind of like they was right here and I was right here, like a little triangle, but it's not giving that. But you know what I'm saying. So I'm just standing there like, as they going back and forth, and I never get this shit. Yo, Bachelor, he was like,
yo, bro.
And then he looks at me, he turns his head mad aggressive.
Yo, please excuse my language.
And then he turned back to Cologne.
Bro, you doing all this extra shit right now over a bitch you don't even know, bro. You don't even know this bitch. You don't even know this bitch and you trying to show out in front of her. Like, is you cool? Is you cool, nigga?
I was like,
oh my God. Don't act shocked.
what what is going on? Like, I need, like, honestly, I could just go. Like, fuck all of this. I could just go. Girl, they still going back and forth. I don't know how he signaled it to me, but Cologne just signaled me like, yo, bro, get in the front seat of the car. You in the shotgun. Fuck these niggas. I was like, okay, sir. Like, I guess Bachelor was thinking bros before hoes, but Cologne was on some hoes before bros. I don't know. So now I'm in the shotgun. Me and brother-in-law, we just quiet as fuck. Brother-in-law is in the back seat, quiet. I'm in shotgun, quiet as fuck. These two still going back and forth. So now it's coming to the point where Cologne, his phone is about to die because I guess he lost his charger or something. I don't know what happened, but he don't have a charger. So he was basically using Bachelor's charger the whole time that they was there or whatever. So he basically telling Bachelor,
bro, I'm not driving this car until you get your charger. Like, my phone is on 1%. I'm not going nowhere until I get the charger.
Bachelor is like,
bro, I'm not getting no charger, bro. Just drive the car, bro. Drive the fucking car. Like, we need to get to the restaurant.
Because Bachelor was not trying to get Cologne this motherfucking charger, Cologne was like,
you know what? Matter of fact, we ain't going nowhere. Get the out. Get the out my car.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch.
I was like, oh my God. Like, what is going on right now, bro? Like, what are we doing? Oh shit, the camera moving. Bachelor and brother-in-law, they sucking their teeth. They get out the car, slamming doors. And I'm just like, are we still going to the restaurant? Like, what do we have going on? I don't know. Cologne, he just in the car talking his ish. He like,
bro, like, I just asked this nigga a simple ass question. Like, I asked him a simple question and he over here crashing out. I'm a grown ass man. Like, you ain't finna talk to me like that. Like, I don't know if he trying to talk like that because he want to show out because you around, but I ain't playing none of that shit.
So I'm like, oh my God. Me and Cologne, we drive off because now he need to go find him a charger. So he goes to the gas station, get him like a little gas station charger. And he like,
nah, we still gonna go out to eat though. Like, you good. Like, don't worry, you gonna get fed.
I'm like, okay, Poppy. Like, okay. We on our way to this little fancy, it was like a fancy but chill but grown and sexy kind of vibe. Like, it wasn't like super fancy. It was more on like the casual, fancy, bougie kind of end. Like, I was just loving it. I was like, I need to go back to that restaurant though on my own accord, okay? So we pull up to the restaurant or whatever. Before like we pull up to the restaurant, like while we're still on the way, I think brother-in-law had called Cologne to kind of like diffuse the situation. But I wasn't ear hustling or nothing. But from what I was making out on the phone, from what Cologne was saying, Cologne was basically saying stuff along the lines of like, yo,
y'all the ones that invited them back here today. What the fuck? So I don't understand why it's an issue why the other girl want to come with her friend. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
But what I didn't understand was why, like, Cologne, why did you even ask Bachelor if old girl could pull up? Because from the conversation that me and him had, I thought it was understood that she not pulling back up with her like the +1 isn't about to come back with a +1. I thought we had already figured that out, but obviously not. He had whatever conversation he had with brother-in-law, and we pull up to the restaurant, and now, you know, we're walking towards like the entrance of the restaurant or whatever, and Cologne is like,
oh, so I guess this is our first date.
I'm like, I guess this is our first date. Like, I don't know if we're gonna have any more dates after this, but you know what I'm saying? I guess this is our first date. Yes, sir. He like, oh,
so you got it, right?
But he wasn't being serious. Girl, please.
Boy, if you don't
listen, I don't have the time for no shit like that, okay? I was like, sir, no, I don't got it. Like, this is the first date. What do you mean? He like, hee ha ha. I'm like, hee nah nah. Sir, stop playing with me. Anywho, we pull up in the restaurant. Lo and behold, when we pull up in the restaurant, it's like as soon as we walk in, we see Bachelor and brother-in-law kind of walking from the bar area, and they kind of walk over towards us. I was like, oh, we was still meeting up with them? Okay, I thought we was gonna be on some separate shit, but I guess we was still linking up with them at the restaurant. When we see them, Bachelor walks up to Cologne and he gives him like a like a brotherly kind of, you know that shit that dudes be doing, whatever. They do like a kind of little situation like that. And I was just confused. I'm like, wasn't y'all just cussing each other out? How is y'all back on some kumbaya? See, that's that dude shit. Dudes, they could do stuff like that. Me, period. Like, girl, I don't have the time for that. So boom, we get to the table, y'all, and we sit down or whatever. And I'm looking over the menu trying to figure out like what I'm gonna eat. Cologne, he basically like,
yeah, like, you know, get whatever you want. Like, get whatever you want. Like, you get.
I'm like, okay, I'm about to get whatever I want, period. So we're at the table, whatever, and you know, I'm keeping it pee. I'm playing it cool. Like, it don't really feel that awkward for me sitting there at the table, but I figured like everyone here is grown as hell, so everyone kind of just, I feel like we kind of all just let that little situation not dwindle away, but we didn't let it be the focal point of the dinner. They had got appetizers. We was all sharing stuff. We was having, you know, not that much conversation. Like, Bachelor and brother-in-law was having their own conversation for the most part. Me and Cologne was having our own conversation for the most part. And we would, you know, sometimes it would be like a group little conversation. So it wasn't that awkward, but it was a little awkward. But again, I was keeping it pee. So it comes to a point where Cologne, he jokingly says something along the lines of like me paying for the date again. And I'm like, Cologne, like, I'm looking at him. I'm like, sir, like, you can sense what kind of vibes is going on. Like, stop playing with me, sir. And he's like, ha ha ha, he laughing. I'm like, sir, it's nothing funny. Like, I don't know why you keep, no, what do we do? What do we have going on? So then Cologne, he basically was like,
you know, it's a reason you're sitting here and your friend is not.
I was like,
What do you mean by that?
well, what do you mean by that, sir? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate?
Earlier, when y'all first pulled up in the crib, she came up in the crib talking about where the food at.
Oh, she did say that.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we men, we gonna spend some bread, but niggas ain't no tricks or nothing. Like, at the end of the day, you good because you with me, but the way she was moving, she fumbled her dinner and night out tonight because, yeah, it just was a given. Like, that's not how you pull up on people that you don't know.
I was like, I mean, well, shit. I mean, I can agree. And I was like, well, I mean, what? So what you saying? What you saying? Like, you think that's a reflection of me?
I don't really care, honestly. I'm just here for the weekend.
I was like, okay, sir, you here for the weekend. I'm here for the weekend. We little yeah for the weekend, and that's really it. So you ain't tripping, I ain't tripping, but clearly you just had to let me know what's going on. So in that moment, that was like, I was like, okay. He was basically telling me like, yeah, you're the type of girl that we could bring out and your friend is not. And I was just like, it's just thing after thing after motherfucking thing. At this point, I'm realizing that neighbor, it was given, you do not have the ability to read the room and can possibly embarrass me when we go outside. So it's so crazy, y'all. That was the last time I seen neighbor. That was the last time I seen neighbor, because it came to a certain point where me and her had tried to hang out after that, but it didn't wind up working out, and I never hit her up. She never hit me up any further. And I think it came a certain point, I don't know, I feel like she had moved out because I blatantly stopped seeing her car. And it came to a point I had moved out too. So shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, this will be a future story down the line, but I have PTSD when it comes to being friends with neighbors. But girl, we'll get to that down the line. We ate the dinner. It was scrumdiddly yum yum. The bill, I don't even want to tell you how much that bill was. Girl, I think that bill was like $700. $700. But they paid it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not lifting a finger. After that, we was gonna go out. It was so crazy because the plan was to go to Club Rome. Remember that club, y'all? Ugh. Anyways, yo, Club Rome is so crazy, y'all. Club Rome went viral. Well, they didn't go viral. It went viral because people was talking ish about it and how horrible of customer service they have and how they're basically out here scamming people. It went viral like the beginning of September, girl. It was so crazy. I was like, wow, that's crazy, because I've been said something and now y'all want to go viral. But okay, so we had winded up pulling up to Club Rome, but the gag is, me and Cologne had stayed in a car this go around because when they had got to the restaurant, when Bachelor and brother-in-law had got to the restaurant, remember they was kicked out the car. They took an Uber there, but this go around, they was in the car with us as we was going to Club Rome. But when we pulled up, if you've ever been to Rome, it's like you pull up and it's always some kind of chaotic scene going on outside. It's always a lot going outside between the people standing in the street, all the cars and all the people, the line and all kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? So they had got out the car while Cologne was trying to figure out like where he was going to park the car. But it was coming to the point where he didn't even want to go in there because the little charger he got from the gas station was barely charging his phone. Like his phone was sitting on like 2% for like the whole night, even while on the charger. Like he was just over it. I guess Bachelor had kind of pissed him off again. He had said something had happened in the car where they was going back and forth. He obviously couldn't use his phone because it was barely dying, so he needed to use one of the other guys' phones for the GPS, and they was just trying to tell him the direction. He was like,
yo, nigga, give me the phone, nigga. Give me the phone. I need to see the phone.
Girl, a mess. So when Bachelor and brother-in-law, when they had went into Club Rome, it was to a point where Cologne did not want to sit there and wait for them. So he was like,
yo, we about to go back to the B&B. Like, fuck these. Like, they got fully charged phones. They can figure it out.
Whoop they do.
I was like, oh my God. Okay. Now we're back in the crib. He rolling up because, you know what I'm saying, I guess he pissed off at this point. Like, sir, like, I was like, sir, this experience started out really fun and now it's just getting real drama filled. Okay. But whatever, y'all. We got back to the crib. He rolling up. He playing music. We vibing. We chilling. Probably like 20-30 minutes after we got back to the crib, Bachelor and brother-in-law come in the crib. Cologne's room was like literally right by the entrance to the crib. So the first thing that Bachelor did was, I think he knocked on the door and came in the room or whatever, or I think his door was open, something like that, to where he was talking to Cologne.
Bro, like, did you take my stuff out the car?
Or he said yes, no. So it was something going on with his stuff that was in the car, that was left in the car, whatever the case may be. And you could just tell Bachelor was over Cologne and Cologne was over Bachelor. Like, at this point, y'all might as well throw in a box of gloves and fight, because I don't know what's going on between y'all, but it seemed like a lot is going on between you. It's a lot of tension going on, and I don't want to be in the middle of the shit. Like, they got into a whole little mini back and forth again. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what's really going on? But I think I kind of knew what was going on. There was some stuff going on with Bachelor, but I'm not going to disclose that because I don't know these men and I don't really even care to tell the surface level of their business, okay? But just know that he was going through like a traumatic situation. But I was just looking at Cologne, like he's freshly going through some stuff. Like, cut the nigga some slack. He like,
No, I don't give a fuck. I
was like, girl, okay. They have went their separate ways. Me and Cologne, we was in the room vibing. Like I said, my legs was clenched closed. He did not try me. So thank God he did not try me. Like, when I tell you, outside of the little BS that was going on, Cologne was definitely giving, you know, gentleman. He was giving my type of nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, he was giving my type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Not do too much, real smooth, real cool. Outside of, you know, the 2 kids and 2 mothers and the fact that he lived across the country. I was just enjoying my time with Cologne because literally the very next day he was hopping on his flight back to his state. Somehow, child, I don't even know how I winded up falling asleep because we was like chilling on the bed. He was on one side of the bed, I was on the other. Let's not get things confused, okay? I fell asleep for probably like an hour or 2. I woke up. I was like, yeah, can you order me an Uber home? The Uber was ordered. And, you know, once the Uber was outside, I was like, all right, Cologne, like, it was nice meeting you. And, you know, I guess I'll see you when I see you. He's like,
yeah, it was nice chilling with you too. Da-da-da.
I gave him a hug. We gave a nice little hug. I hopped in my Uber. I went home, and that was the end of that bachelor's weekend in H-Town. That was that bachelor's weekend gone wrong in H-Town because, you know, Bachelor and Cologne was just ready to rip each other's heads off after a certain point. But, you know, it was still like a cool experience. I still had a time. Either way, I had a time. You know what I'm saying? It was a friendship test. Okay, with neighbor. You learned that Bachelor weekend is exactly that, because niggas is out here still trying to be hoes, but they got wives and girlfriends and baby mamas and all kind of shit. If I was y'all, I wouldn't trust no Bachelor weekend. Period! Just the overall chaos that Houston may or may not bring to your night. You know, the time that I spent with Cologne, it was for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, y'all, that is the ending of today's story time. Did y'all enjoy the story time? Let me know. This was, you know, a little lighthearted, fun, comical night out on the town. If you made it to the end of this video, put this emoji on the screen. Definitely do not forget to give the video a big like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next story time. Later.
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you. Sure that you cry for